One of England's great football clubs is truly reborn. From the humiliation of successive relegations, 4 seemingly eternal years in League One, Sunderland are once again where they should always strive to be. But for much of this game, that looked an incredibly distant prospect. But 2 talented youngsters, Eliza Mayenda and Tom Watson, who's on his way to the South Coast next season, have almost from nowhere completely turned this game around.
Well, the only thing I can say is for Sunderland, it was written in the stars. You look at how they've got to the Premier League. You look at the 2 legs against Coventry City, on the back foot, found a way. And for much of this game, they were second best, let's have it right. But they have somehow found a way. I feel a bit shell-shocked, if I'm honest with you, that Sheffield United have conspired to lose this game of football.
We say it time and time again about the Championship. You think you've seen it all, and then something special happens. It's just an extraordinary turnaround. And remember, Sunderland came into the playoffs on 5 straight defeats. No team in EFL history has ever done that, yet they recovered, got past a Coventry team that are expected to beat them, got the job done. And as you say, we're second best here, but 2 bits of stunning quality from young players has got Sunderland to the Premier League. What a story.
Kevin Phillips enjoying the moment, a moment that was beyond him even on the playoff stage at Wembley. And for the 3rd time in succession, Sunderland victorious at Wembley. And Sheffield United, they must think that this is never going to happen for them. It was within touching distance. They performed so brilliantly, but it slipped away. And for Gus Harmer, who endured heartbreak with Coventry, it's a familiar feeling, sadly for him. A player who embroidered this match with some lovely contributions. And Kiefer Moore, well, you have to feel for him.
I guarantee you, Dan, the overriding feeling from the Sheffield United players is, how has that just happened? How has that slipped away from us? We were in the Premier League, and now it's taken away from them.
Well, one young man with his final touch for the club has booked Sunderland's place in the Premier League.
A £220 million final touch from Tom Watson. That is some parting gift he's given Sunderland as they climb back into the Premier League. 8 long years the Black Cats have endured. 8 long years away from the top tier, bouncing down to League One. That long stay in the 3rd tier, but eventually they've climbed back into the Premier League. Listen to the noise, it's pandemonium, it's disbelief on the faces of the Sheffield United players. Kiefer Moore has no idea how this has happened. There'll be several in the Sheffield United end who have absolutely no idea how it's happened. There'll be so many from Sunderland as well, chaps, who have absolutely no idea how this has happened. But there is one half of this stadium that have absolutely gone through the roof. Let's get some more reaction in just a second. Jonathan Oakes is there roaming around the scenes at the end of Wembley. That is absolutely jam-packed to the rafters with Sunderland fans. There can't be that many people left up there in the northeast. They'll be partying long and hard into the night. And Joby, it was a late show at the Stadium of Light. I didn't think that would get topped, but oh my word, what have we seen?
Well, I think today pretty much sums up Sunderland in a nutshell in terms of resilience, having to overcome adversity. Obviously one of their main players, a leader, goes off so quickly. They weren't in the game for 75 minutes. They come up with a moment and then the whole mood shifted. You don't do that without togetherness, without organisation and without belief. And to see that in such a young squad, the job that Regis Nabri has done is absolutely phenomenal, and this place has gone absolutely ballistic.
Jordan Henderson there, very much one of Sunderland's own, enjoying the seat right here on the Wembley pitch. Russell, you've done this with the side. I mean, as Joby said, 75 minutes, they didn't look anywhere near it. What a change in the last 20.
yeah, it just came down to energy. And I think they had all their best moments when they played with real energy. When we spoke about the playoff second leg, and they seem to get better and stronger as the game goes on. Maybe that's to do with the youth and the changes they made. They were definitely better when Lafay dropped back a little bit, and Isidore came on, and the wingers changed, so it changed the game a lot for them. But Sheffield United were disappointed. They missed a big chance, a really big chance, and the momentum seemed to swing, and they didn't manage the game very well after that at all. But credit to Sunderland, amazing energy at the end of the game, and their crowd, wow, what an impact they've had.
We've seen several legends in the crowd, haven't we? We saw Kevin Phillips earlier on. Now Quinn's just been on the screen and got a huge cheer. These boys, though, writing their own history right now, Curtis.
They are. I think from the start of the season, when they were up there, we were all wondering if they could stay up there. They managed to stay up there, but they ended up finishing fourth, having been in the top two. You start to wonder, with the end of their season, those 5 games, they get defeated. But like Joby said, the strength of this young team to stick together, to get through a tough tie against Coventry, to come here being 1-0 down, being dominated. And as they said on commentary, for 75 minutes, not one of us thought this was going to happen. But it's all about moments. Big moments. Anthony Patterson come up big for them to make some big saves. There's Kevin Phillips and Peter Reid on the screen right now.
He'll be enjoying himself.
Yeah. But the big moments, Anthony Patterson come up big to make some couple of big saves during the big moments for Sunderland. And then obviously Watson comes up with a winner. Fantastic departing gift for the homegrown boy.
Some finish as well. We'll get into the details of the goals that got Sunderland back into this game. 29 years since the side was losing at half-time, Joby, and went on to win the final. That clock's been turned back.
Listen, obviously doesn't faze them, and just seeing some of these legends, Kevin Phillips, Niall Quinn, you know, this shirt is a heavy shirt to wear for us. We went up there, you know the atmosphere, you know how many fans follow this club, and for this group to be able to overcome that as well is another huge achievement for them. And like you just said, these boys will go down in history. They've got a chance to go even further, of course, but listen, they just don't know when they're beaten today, and I think that is such a brilliant quality to have, and that is the reason they're there.
That is certainly the reason they are there, taking their place back in the Premier League, and right now taking the place as they head up those steps to lift the trophy that signifies their return to the top table. Back to you, Daniel Mann.
Well, a walk that is wearying for the best of us, but after all that toil, the thrill of victory makes it feel, I'm sure, like they're walking on pillows. It's an extraordinary achievement, however it comes, and for the youngest team in the history of second-tier playoffs to do it, that just adds to the magnitude of it. Régis Lebris has followed some great managerial names in guiding Sunderland back to the top division. And not since the great Rach Carter in 1937 has a boyhood Sunderland fan captained a winning Sunderland team at Wembley. And following in those legendary footsteps, Dan Neil has climbed those steps. And Tommy Watson, the toast of Wearside. 09 smile never far away, but it's ever present now. Dan Neil, Sunderland to the core, lifts the trophy that proclaims to the world, Sunderland are back. The 6-time champions of England return to the very biggest stage. And they've done it in extraordinarily dramatic fashion. Late goals have been their stock in trade in this playoff campaign. Sheffield United so dominant, so on top for so long in this final. But they stayed in there. Some crucial changes by Régis Lebris, who has transformed this football club from hopefuls to a Premier League team in waiting. I hesitate to say this, but what a year for the North East.